Welcome to Turn Writing Fear Around podcast. Simple methods to overcome fear and start writing again. I'm Elise, and I'm the host for your journey to courage. This is my introduction, so you can kind of get to know who I am. I've ridden horses since I was 5. I actually brought my first pony home when I was 5. And he was a 2-year-old Shetland pony stallion, untrained. And my parents had him gelded, and I trained him and sold him and pretty much have been with horses ever since. In the 1970s, mid 70s, I discovered jumping, and that just became my passion. So for most of my years, I have ridden hunters and jumpers and just absolutely love it. Up until then, I just did hours and hours and hours of trail riding. That was in Los Angeles, in the Angeles National Forest. So I grew up in that area. But in 2000, I decided to take my horses on a camping trip. And for the whole week before that camping trip, I just had the feeling that God didn't want me to go. I just had the weekend before, a bunch of illegal immigrants had died at the campground because it got so cold, it froze when it had not been predicted to be that cold. And I just kept having the feeling, and even had a discussion with my dad, God doesn't want me to go. And Friday morning, we were getting ready to get loaded up, and I went to work for half a day, and the security guard came and got me, and he says, your truck's leaking diesel fuel in the parking lot. And I'm like, oh no. So he says, I don't think it's bad, but you probably need to get it checked. So I took it into the dealer, and I had to leave it for the weekend. Well, no truck, no camping trip for me. So I called my sister. We were going with my sister and her husband. And she's like, well, just get a rental car and come anyway. So I did. I got the rental car. All my riding gear was in the trailer already. So I didn't have my helmet, didn't have any riding gear to take with me. And when I got to the campground, her husband's like, oh, well, you know what? I'll set up camp. Why don't you two go and ride the horses now? And then they would go for a sunset ride in a little bit. So we tacked up, and I got on her 17 3-hand, actually her husband's 17 3-hand thoroughbred, Sheriff Posse horse. And he started to back up, and he reared and he flipped over backwards on me. And that was a defining moment for me. That was when I wasn't physically injured. I'm not sure how. God's hands were wrapped around me. But emotionally, it scarred me. And I didn't take the time to heal those emotional scars. So for the next almost 20 years, I was able to ride in the arena. I was able to show jumpers, but I couldn't take one step outside the arena on a horse. Not one step. I just freaked. And if the horse lifted its head, I got off. So it took me a while to figure out how to get my courage back, how to get back on the horse, how to enjoy riding again. And my husband and I moved to a farm in Kentucky, and I was bound and determined to start at least enjoying the property. So grateful to say I'm enjoying the property now. But along that journey, I learned just so many simple techniques that really helped me get my courage back. And so with this podcast, what I want to do is it's going to be short. They're going to be 5 to 10 minutes, Monday mornings and Friday mornings. That way you can take what I say on Monday mornings and practice it all week, and then take what I say on Friday mornings and practice it over the weekend. And really, they're short because I want you spending the time doing the simple things, not listening to me. So along those lines, I've got some other stuff coming up in the future. Right now, I've got a book released through Amazon, and I'll put the link to that in the comments. But I have my hypnotherapy certification, so I can help with hypnotherapy. I'm working on a I have a virtual clinic, Fear to Courage virtual clinic, and I'm revamping it. So right now it's pretty cheap to get into. But anyway, I want to help people not feel so alone. I know after that accident, I felt like nobody understood. All my friends were like, just get on, just go ride. Come on, come with us. Nobody understood my fear. They treated me like my feelings of fear weren't valid. And I felt so alone. Just get on, just get over it. Oh, just relax. That doesn't help, or at least it didn't help me. So, with the podcast, I'm going to give you practical things that will help. Little things, simple things that'll just help you every day. And what I've also found is through gaining my courage back, it's helped me gain my courage in other areas of my life as well. Actually, I'm hosting a podcast and I'm an introvert wanting to be a recluse. So, welcome. I hope you enjoy the podcast. I hope it helps you, and please stay in touch. Bye.